I'm seeing a lot of Switch 2 owners validating their purchases specifically to have a GameCube. Now, yeah, when people had the Switch, the GameCube was the one thing people just wanted available, and Nintendo just never did it. And they gatekeep an awful lot of content, expecting people just to keep hemorrhaging money. That's really the problem. Instead of letting you buy the games, you have to stream them. It's just a whole process, and it's not very good. Now, I don't begrudge people purchases, but I've learnt my lessons in the past. I've had so many generations of consoles, either on launch day or within the first month or two, mostly at launch day. And I don't think there's ever been a time when I've not been disappointed after a month or so, because there's never enough games coming out fast enough. So you get the day one purchases. A lot of it is that fear of missing out. You know that the pre-orders will run out, and you won't have the opportunity, even if you want it. But yeah, like I said, the fad wears off. Now, I'm not saying people won't be happy with their purchases, but Mario Kart at the end of the day, it's just Mario Kart, and as fun as it is, it wears thin fast. So where's the other game of interest? And a lot of it is recycled, or it's enhancing perhaps some of the existing games, but not to a huge degree. And there are other handheld consoles. So I've had a Steam Deck, I've had the ROG Ally, Mr. Daughter's got the original Switch. I've had the OLED Switch. I've had all sorts of Switches. Inevitably, I get bored of handhelds in general. I want to like them, and then there are always limitations with them, and it's just too many things around. So, for instance, if you I'm just talking briefly here. My game collection is, console-wise, I have a PS5, Xbox One X, Xbox 360, and PS3. So I love collecting games from PS3. I think the previous era is great. Little Big Planet, Ratchet and Clank. There's all sorts of games there. Don't want to digress too far. So you see the people, and again, you don't want to begrudge them anything, but look at this. Look how limited the GameCube library is on Nintendo Switch 2 at the moment. It's crazy to me. Let's skip it along a little bit. 3 games? That's mad. And then, like I said, I saw someone else's video, and they're like, it's worth every penny just for this. And I get the fad. First of all, it's not even taking up the whole screen, but of course, they're playing it 4x3. But that's very limited. That's cost over £400 to have that feature. Now, that controller, I don't know how much that costs, but that's a lot of money. Now, if we're going to shut that now. Now, this is my setup. I had this running on PC, so if we're using a PS5 controller, just to show left, right. Yeah, just to make it clear. So literally, I'm using this on an ultra-wide monitor here. I can use it on my laptop on the go if I want to. I had it on the ROG Ally and the Steam Deck. So yeah, this has literally got every console you can think. Well, any of the modern consoles, you can have even more. But I mean, I've literally limited it from the Sega Mega Drive there, Genesis, and the Super Nintendo. So it really starts from there. But then we've pretty much got every generation after that. We've got original Xbox, Xbox 360, 3DS, Nintendo 64, the original DS, GameCube, even Switch, Wii, Wii U, Dreamcast, Sega Saturn, original PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, which I'm not bothering with because, like I said, it's not the best emulator, PlayStation 3. A lot of the games don't work. I'm going native with that. PSP, Vita, I had issues with as well, so it wasn't always easy, but 360. Listen, I'm not doing this to boast. I'm just showing the options. You don't need any immensely powerful setup to run it. Of course, depends on the emulator. The more modern you get, the more power hungry your computers are going to need to be to run these things. But lower spec, no. So effectively, I have to get like Nintendo 64, for instance. I haven't got the images yet. It does take, it's a whole process. It takes some time. It could take anywhere from like 10 minutes to 20 minutes. It really, it's a whole process for each, depending on how many games are on there. But I've done the GameCube, so you can see here. Now, what I would say is out of this, you've got a very minimal library on the Switch right now. And the way I see it is there's going to be certain games where licenses, Nintendo just won't have the licenses to re-release them through their services. You'll get the first-party games, but how many the third-party, I don't know. And this, but my way, I can literally pick any game I want. I haven't got every single GameCube game because I don't want to download every single GameCube game, but I've got the best ones that I can think of. And if I think of something else, I can add more, you know. So there's the original Harry Potters, for instance. Harry Potter, you've even got the Quidditch. Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, Donkey Konga 2. I didn't play them, to be honest. I've got a few that I consider my favourites. It's not filtering it very well at the moment for some reason. But you've even got Luigi's Mansion there. We've got Mario Golf, Mario Kart Double Dash, Power Tennis. And it seemed to be everybody was really excited about. Even Underground 2 is good. Ultimate Spider-Man's really good as well. I can't remember where that one is. So these ones are worth having. The Simpsons Hit and Run. I don't think they'll have licenses for them. I can't see them re-releasing. And that's such a disappointing. Ultimate Spider-Man, again, licensing. I doubt they'll have that. And I love the art style of that one. It's a bit animated, cartoony looking. Looks really cool. So anyway, there was Wave Race as well back down there. So let's say the Wind Wake is the one people are excited about at the moment. Now, I said you've got Mario Kart and all sorts. So if we go on Wind Waker, I'm going to have to just open up a different window because it launches. There you go. So hopefully it'll load the save. I'm hoping it has. I've just tried getting past the intro because the intro was painful. It was like, God knows how long, we're just sitting there listening to nonsense. Would you like to create a save file for the Legend? Oh, for the love of God. I hope it saved it. I don't think it saved it. Oh, right. We're not... If it's... Oh, for the love. Wait a minute. I'll probably have to do some setting changes, to be honest, because it keeps saying failed to open. So I've got a bit of a save issue at the moment. That'll get fixed when I put the effort in. That's really annoying because a minute ago I just got through it. So I'm only going to show then... I'm not going through this. You'll be sitting here for 5 minutes. I'm just going to show the fact that it gets to the menu. We'll show a different game running because it's not worth it. You'll be sitting here for 5 minutes listening, just watching dialogue. It's the worst intro I've ever seen. It is a horrible introduction. It's like this the whole way through. For about 5 minutes. Yeah. So we're not doing this. I haven't got the patience for it. That's really annoyed me. So it's something I've got to do. But again, it's when it comes to emulation. Wait a minute, let me just get back out of this. So... Right, so sometimes capturing the screen is a bit of a problem. Right, yeah. So with these things, sometimes you've just got a few fine tuning of settings to do, and it'll fix it. So for some reason, there's a save file issue, conflict. It's probably because I've got 2 versions of the emulator running on the 2 different styles. I think that's where it's going. I may have to uninstall a version or something. Sometimes little things like that. Let's quickly try just to show it running. Let's do Mario Kart. So this is something people can look forward to. You know, you've got your Switch 2. If they're going to bring GameCube, we know this is going to come eventually. Just got to change the game capture over. It's a whole process. Right, this version is compatible with 60 Hz. Yeah, let's play 60 Hz. Screen display has been set. Right. Would you create? I don't think it's going to save because there seems to be an issue. Yeah, failed. It's not actually saving, unfortunately. It's something I'm going to have to fix. It doesn't give you stats by the look of it to say who's going to be the fastest. We just stick to Mario. Oh, you can change your car. Like, it loads fast enough, you know. In all honesty, I don't really know what a double dash means. I don't really get what the characters are doing. You can switch them round, but I'm not sure why. I'm trying to think how you... I don't know the button to throw the things. Well, I think there's a control configuration problem with the throwing of the buttons. Anyway, you can see it works. I've got to set up. So I've got to go into controller configurations and all sorts to get that working properly. I just wanted to show just some of the things you can really do to say, look, you don't if you haven't got. There you go. If you haven't got vast amounts of money, these are things. I'm not going to show the process of getting this because it's unethical. It's not really in my interest to do that. I'm just showing what's possible, you know. So like PS2, I think is the best. In terms of emulation, it's one of my favorite consoles. You've got like God of War games. So like where I've collected my PS3, for instance, there's certain games I don't have. So I've got the God of Wars. You've got 2 there. So you've got God of War 2. Then if you go over to the PSP, you've also got Chains of Olympus and Sparta. Just don't have the images, but they work. So that's 4 God of War games. Plus I got God of War 3, and then you've got the modern ones as well. And I think there's Ascension to get to. But anyway, you got 2 Gran Turismo games. That's racing. You got the Burnout Revenge. So the Burnout games were legendary. You've got Grand Theft Auto if you want that. Need for Speed Underground 2. Ratchet and Clank. That's what I'm talking about. Ratchet and Clank's great. I think the video helps rather than me load it up. You can just see for yourself. They're fun. Another version of Hit and Run. So there's multiple copies of that on different platforms, of course. Ultimate Spider-Man's on PS2. So there was a crossover with the GameCube. Like I say, we've got 3DS, and they had some good games anyway. Like you got Toad, which ended up on the Wii U, which ended up on the Switch. Donkey Kong Country there. All sorts of generations of games, really. But then we go, obviously, I haven't got the pictures for 64. I did do the pictures for Switch. I haven't actually loaded the Switch since I just changed the emulator, so I don't know if the games are going to load properly, which is kind of my worry at the moment. They usually run fine. Donkey Kong Country. I like Donkey Kong. I'm trying to think of something that could potentially load fast. Like, for instance, if you went back into Mario Kart 8, I'm not sure if we're going to get this loading. I'm hoping it does. I thought we'd have a problem. So I'm going to do something different. So when it comes to emulation, you've got a front end. So the front end can look all pretty and designed nice, which is what we saw with the other one. And the other one is the back end. So it's more where the actual work gets done. So there was an issue with the emulator. It was the whole process. It wasn't seem to work in anywhere on the front end one where it looked all pretty. So then we're going to go back to basics. And we've got the games listed here in the emulator, for instance. A lot of them, even Red Dead Redemption, for instance. But yeah, so we can click a game and we can load it directly from the emulator itself rather than all the fancy looking stuff. Now, that stuff I'll have to get sorted later, but I'm in no rush. I really just wanted to just show the process, really, show them what up and running and what it can do. So, for instance, you can turn your computer into a Nintendo Switch. So, like, here we go, Mario Kart 8. It should just load now. So, okay, it's taking a little bit longer than you would on your Switch because it's compiling shaders. And my guess is the Switch would already have the shaders compiled because it's literally a Switch. So you won't have online play, really, with you emulating, of course. Grand Prix. So we have got the 2000s. I think we might have the DLC. I'm not sure. The fact it's got 2000, I think, was DLC, wasn't it? We'll try it. The fastest one. So yeah, got a lot of characters. Speed Link. I mean, I don't want to go too mental with this. I do like to have the information on, though. Let's just keep it simple. I mean, I'll say simple and I'll be all day. Right, we're just going to get on with it because I don't want to be doing this because we'll never get going. Mushroom Cup, Golden Dash Cup. I think that's the DLC, isn't it? The gold one, the silver ones? If I'm right? I don't know if I am. I don't know. I think it might be. We'll just do that one. Again, as you can see, controller. We'll let go so you can't see. See, obviously I'm doing it. I gotta say I'm doing too well, but I just wanted to show the performance of it, really. Don't know if I've gone properly into the graphics settings. Might be able to do things, but I think it's smooth anyway. So what we'll do, because we can see this works. Unfortunately, there's no way of just stopping it. You have to literally exit the whole process with that. So we have to exit the emulator, and then we have to go back into the emulator. So it's a whole freaking nightmare. This way round, for sure, it's a pain. So we've done that. Keep saying it's come up with an error. I'm not really sure what that error is at the moment. Again, these are things I'm just going to have to work on, make sure to get them working. So we've got that done. Let's think of something else. I think a good one perhaps would be... That one was always a bit of a problem. Mario 3D All-Stars, the one that doesn't emulate. I haven't got that working at all. You do Mario 3D World. You've got Mario Odyssey, Mario Wonder. So like, I think we could try Mario Wonder quick. We could do Mario Wonder. I don't know why Breath of the Wild's coming up with issues there. I didn't have issues. So we've got Breath of the Wild, and then you've got the new one. I can't remember. Tears of the Kingdom? All right, that's what we got going on here. I'm quite basic. I'm happy just to be Mario. Oh, I forgot this part's so tedious. A lot of the games with Nintendo can be a real pain.
Hey there. Where's the party?
So I've seen some performance glitches at the moment. Again, these are things to iron out, though.
So many visitors today. Have a great time.
Every Nintendo game goes through this, where they just drag things out on purpose. It actually really annoys me. I just wish they'd just get on with the games, you know. Oh, you can skip. Let's get out of this. Right, let's see how we get on. If there's performance dips, it's things I have to just go through the settings.
Oh, yeah. Onward and upward.
Some things won't always be solvable. You can sometimes, when it comes to emulation, it's not a perfect science.
What a beautiful day.
But the point really is, anybody with a Switch would say, "Oh, you have to have a Switch to play these games." But it's like, well, I haven't got a Switch to play these games. So if I just press escape, we get the menu at the top. And that's when you can just go through some things. If you think, oh, it's performing like this, why is it performing like that? Let's have a look. CPU, memory manager, fastest safe, host safe, software. Use a software page table for address translation, high accuracy but slower performance. But we don't want that. I think it's to do with shaders, to be honest. It might be one of these. Host unchecked, fastest unsafe. Well, let's do fast then. I think it's to do with shaders. Whether you'd have to start the game again to make that make sense, I don't know. But graphically, it looks stunning on my computer. I think that's the other thing. I think it's upscaling it. I'm not sure. I can't say for sure if it's upscaling. Right, let me just... Do you want to stop? No, I don't want to stop it. I just want to do something a minute. Let's have a little look, see what the settings are at, because I'm running 1440p ultra-wide, which is why you've got the black bars, but... Graphics, Vulkan, yeah, my gaming laptop screen. Oh, resolution scale. 720, 1080. You can make this higher. You can make it higher and higher. So I could do twice the scaling. Let's see if it does. Anti-aliasing, we can add that, but I'm not going to bother at the minute. Let's see what happens if we put the graphics settings up. I'm not sure if we're going to have to restart the game for that. I think you'd need to change the graph to start. But anyway, this is what you can do with emulation, for instance. You can literally do it. It does say at the bottom, actually, now, see it? Compiling shaders 28. So I think that's where the stutters are hitting. I'm not sure if we can get rid of that. I'm putting that might be part of the CPU. DRAM size. We can probably make that a little higher. There's no... I don't see why we can't. So let's just go, let's try and move on a minute, just to see if we can get other performances. Again, I don't think the changes I'm making is taking effect until next time I load the game. But even the little jolts of stutter, they're not like a hindrance. It's more than playable. And it looks stunning. My guess is you can go down the red one, can you? Oh, on the back end, look. That's pretty cool. Well, I just want to come out of this because I want to show something else again. We've got to go, oh, process for this. Now, sometimes it runs a bit weird, so I'm not saying it's going to be great. In fact, we've even got Tears of the Kingdom somewhere. Astral Chain. Breath of the Wild. Oh, there's Tears of the Kingdom there. So we can either do Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild. It says in-game problems potential. I've not had that. Oh, it says AMD GPU, Intel. Mine's NVIDIA, so I don't have. I didn't have that. Let's try Tears of the Kingdom just briefly. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I should just shut the emulator down because we'd have got performance. We'll see. Because now this might be running at 1440p rather than the original 1080. I've actually stopped getting games for the Switch now, so if they release any more, I'm not bothering because you do have to download a BIOS file, and it's a whole process, to be honest. I'm happy with my collection as it is, so I'm just sticking with the current BIOS that I have because the games work. Well, I'm getting overloading on my computer because I'm recording at the same time, potentially, or because I've increased the resolution. Because emulation always uses more power of a system than it would natively. So it's going to demand more. It might be that my laptop can't even handle it because it's probably using twice as much performance as it would naturally on the native console. We'll see. Can we hush this along? Yep, skip. Right, so we are getting stuttering. Having said that, seems to be fine to me now. And this is literally Tears of the Kingdom running on my PC.
People have been falling ill after coming into contact with the glue.
Yeah, I am noticing the odd stutter, and that's something to work on. What we do, if I come out full screen, it tells me at the bottom here. At the very bottom, you can't see it. It's really hard to say it. There's a little bit of writing in the very right corner there where it says Vulkan GPU firmware. Sometimes it comes up with random numbers next to it, which is your shaders. And I think that's where the stutters are coming. Because look, it's running nice now. As soon as it's got to compile shaders, it goes mental. And I think that's just something to have a look with emulation, really. It doesn't keep doing it. But it's more than playable. Be nice if one day they uses dialogue instead of just making you read text. Swing sword. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Oh, we're in video, but we don't need this view, do we? We can do full screen now. Full screen. But I think it's the fad of the hardware, is what I'm saying with the Switch 2. It's like, it's nice to own these things, of course, but there are other alternatives, really. Because like, if you've already got a gaming PC, for instance, you haven't got to fork out all that money on top. Like, that's not to say I'll never own a Switch 2. It's just I'm not in a rush to own a Switch 2. You know, it really depends. If they're going to start releasing games at $80, £80, I'm not interested. You've got to draw a line. That's just wild. And then they abandoned a lot of the old consoles, and now all of a sudden a lot of the games, like the manufacturers and stuff, now all of a sudden they want you to tie into subscription services to replay them again. It's like, wait, emulations existed in that time. It's like people already have access to them now. You missed the opportunity. You know, if that was available before, we would have jumped on it. They didn't want to make it available for force, so people had to go their own route to get hold of these games, you know. In some way, they have themselves to blame by just gatekeeping. Not this game specifically, of course, but, you know, it's quite mad, isn't it, that you can get Switch running on your PC though. Yeah, but no. But it's not like I play it all the time. I've got a PS5. I've got PC games to play. I've got my PS3 I'm collecting for, you know. So it's not like just because I have access to it doesn't mean I sit here doing it all the time. I think it's about not being a fanboy of any product, you know, being open-minded, say I'm here to play the games. And that's more what I'm doing. If you become a fanboy of something, you get stuck in the system. And then you're really going to get taken advantage of, as we're seeing with Nintendo right now with the pricing. It's just stupid. But anyway, just thought I'd show really a glimpse that many of us have access to plenty of content. And yeah, if I have a handheld device, if I've got a Steam Deck, for instance, or I've got the ROG Ally, just as an example, all this works on it. So people with those devices, because I had them before, they have the same potential as well to do the same things. So, yeah,